So if you're with me, welcome to day 42 of our 60-day challenge, 3 months, 12 weeks. Today's October 28th. As of today, if you've been with me the entire time, you will be at 42,000 reps over this last 2 months. We're on week 9 right now. 42,000 reps. If you don't think that you're going to transform your body with that type of repetition, and it all comes down to consistency. You got to be able to be consistent every single day. Every day. It is not going to get any easier, but life is definitely going to get a lot harder if you're going through it, if you're not healthy. Let's get started. So if you're with me, welcome, day 42 of 60 on the ultimate transformation here at Ignite Foundations. Over 12 weeks, we're going 1,000 reps every single day, 1,000 reps, Monday through Friday, 5,000 a week. Today is day 42. So after today, you'll have 42,000 reps. We hit every body part, 3 rounds, plus 100 at the end. And you will drop, I've dropped already in those 42 days, I've dropped 10 pounds. So I'm going to go on this journey together just to show you that it would work. But it's about consistency, and it's not fun, and it's long, it takes time. 45 minutes in the hour or in the morning. We do it at 7 o'clock every morning. You can either follow along with me, use any size weights that you want. I use 15 pounds for my body parts, and I use 30 for my chest. Okay? Choose whatever you want. If you're starting, the way the program is, this is for guys that are like 30, 50 or more pounds overweight that have taken 2 decades of giving to their family and haven't taken time for themselves. This isn't for an elite person. This is a starter program for these first 12 weeks to see that success. If you can stick with this for 12 weeks, you're going to see a massive transformation, not a transformation in your body, but a transformation in your mind. Little Beans wanted to be involved today. Red Beans? Go get yourself something to eat. So if you're with me today, just remember, just wants to do the reps today too. 1,000 reps, Monday through Friday. We're at 42,000 after today. So let's get it going. So in the workout series, we go arms, shoulders, back, chest, abs, legs. 3 rounds of that. Then you pick the extra 100 at the end. Whatever body part you want. I'm hitting chest all week long. An extra 100 every single day, extra 500 for the week. On top of already 150 throughout the process right here, throughout the program. So it adds up. And the calories, as long as you restrict some of the stupid stuff that people eat, stay away from the fast food, stay away from that kind of crap, you're gonna see a dramatic loss in weight. You gotta be smart about it. Go. Like I said, this is day 42 of the 60-day challenge, 7 a.m. in the morning. So as of today, 42,000 reps. And if you've never tried that, I welcome you on the journey, because it's not going to, after the workout, you're not hurting, your joints aren't hurting, your muscles might be a little bit sore, but your joints aren't hurting. So if you're 45 or older and you have that problem, it's no excuse anymore. No excuse. Light weights, high reps. You can burn that fat off, you can build muscle, build the body that you want. Build one that you're going to look in the mirror, you're actually going to be proud of yourself. If you're proud of being 60, 70 pounds overweight, that's all that matters. As far as it goes with the diet, one thing I do every day is I don't prescribe a specific diet plan. What I prescribe is the elimination plan, eliminating things out of your diet so you can create it. Most people that jump into these crazy diets, and they'll work if you can maintain them, just like anything, but going cold turkey, going right into something like that, you usually jump out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks maximum, because it's just too painful to be able to do that. So what I do every single day, keep a notebook with you and keep it right in the kitchen. If you're at home, or if you're somewhere, if you're out, write it down. I write down every single thing that I eat, because what happens is, especially if you work from home or you're in a place where there's food available, that you'll just a little bit here. I'm not eating a bunch, I'm just eating a little bit. Well, those little bits start adding up over time throughout the day, and then you don't realize it because you're taking little bites here and there. And so, like somebody asks you, what did you eat? Well, I had lunch, and write it all down. When I say about elimination, when you start having to write down every single thing that you ingest, both eating and drinking, and then you go to ChatGPT and find out the calories that you're eating, you're going to be astounded, saying, my God, I'm eating 7,000 calories a day. Maybe I should eliminate that off the list and eliminate that. You'll get to the point where you can start eating a healthier diet, but do it slowly. Do it slow. Don't go on a crazy crash diet. Write the stuff down. Write it down every single day. Keep a track. Keep a record. Let's do our calves. I believe in everybody having you have to have self accountability, and somebody telling you exactly what to do step by step, especially when it comes to diet, it's not going to stick. Not long term. We're looking for long term changes here, not a few months. End of round one, 300 reps. Like I said, we want something that's sustainable and long-term. Something that when you're writing it down, you start having accountability. Let's say you can go out to eat and you see the stuff on the menu and you're like, where before you just, I'll take this, I'll take an appetizer, because it all tastes good and I want to be full. But then once you start realizing the calorie content and what it's doing to your body, and if you worked out hard that morning, let's say you burn a bunch of calories and you're sore, are you going to go and just basically eliminate all that work that you did? No. Start just becoming aware of what you're eating every single day. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're just like, holy crap, maybe I could have substituted this in for there, or substitute this in, check that off, take that out of my I hate to say the word diet, just your plan for the day, your eating, your nutrition. Usually whenever you say diet, it means something negative. It has a negative connotation to it because everybody thinks, oh, suffering, diet, suffer. No, doesn't have to be suffering. Just get smart and eliminate that bad crap from your diet. And it doesn't all have to be overnight. Like I said, for the first couple weeks, if you're starting to work out, continue to eat the same way you are. You'll see what happens. Whenever you're working hard and you're actually putting the work in, you're not going to want to eat that crap. So besides being a college professor, I have a soccer academy. Kids usually about 7 to 12 years old, and I've been doing this for about 30 years. But I had a training session last night, and I had 4 kids in there, some of my top ones. The reason they're the top ones, they're like 9, 10, 11 years old. My program is basically the same thing when it comes to soccer skills training. Repetition, consistency every single day. I have some of the best trained, skilled players in this area. People come to me and pay large amounts of money, sometimes several $1,000s an hour with a group just to be able to train, okay? So, and then the biggest thing was one of the parents said to me, she's like, you know what? After these kids work their ass off, and they are the top players in their league, said, I tell my kids all the time, I said, it is so easy to be successful in this world. We use sports as an example because people are just so damn lazy. They're not willing to commit. They're not willing to be consistent. They want something for nothing, and you can't get something for nothing, especially in the long term. You might be able to get something for nothing in the little wee tiny bits here and there, but you still have to end up paying the price at some point. So this goes for your body, your career, your relationship, if it doesn't have some type of a pain factor and repetition and consistency, it's never going to last. That's why you got to put the work in every single day. Another thing I talk about every single day is about regrets. The last thing that you want, think about the things that are scary in life, especially once you get to be 50. Think about all the times, all that lost time of 50 years, all the things you wish you would have done. Okay, imagine that if you're laying on your deathbed someday and you realize now and you don't take advantage of that, the regret would we get one shot at this life. Just one. People don't seem to conceptualize that we only get one shot, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. So if you want to live your best life, you have to start with fitness. I saw a statistic the other day that they said by 2030, 80% of Americans are going to be overweight and sick and on some type of medication because they are not taking care of themselves. 80%. I mean, if you work out, you're already in the top 20%. And I'm not talking about half-ass working out. I'm talking about actually putting in the time and commitment. It's not that hard to get up into that top 10 or 5% of people. All you gotta do is do the work, make the choice. Those people that are up there, they didn't get there because they just sat on their ass. They got on there because they worked relentlessly. And if you've never been fit before, the way you feel when you walk into a room and you own that fucking place, because you can't fake fitness. You can't fake it. You're either in shape or you're not. You can't buy it. You can't do anything. You got to work for it. So when you see somebody that's fit and in shape, you know damn well they put the time, the effort, and the work in, and they paid the price. And then if it comes to work, you're like, well, if they're willing to pay the price there, they'll probably pay the price, on their job. They probably pay the price in the relationship. Nothing is easy. I'm coming up on my 30th anniversary. You think that's been easy for 30 years? No, but it's definitely been worth it. Same way with career, school, going on to get your bachelor's, your master's, your doctoral degree, whatever is in your dream, not easy. But is it worth it? Absolutely. 42,000 reps. Is it easy? Hell no, it's not easy. But is it worth it? You'll never know unless you try it. I ask people sometimes, say, has there ever been anything in your life that you've actually given 100% to? Like, I'm not talking about just trying. I'm talking about all in, bridges burnt, ships burnt. There's one choice. There's plan A and no other plans. Have you ever gone into anything like that? Or when you go into something, Do you already have off-roads built? Well, if this doesn't work out, I'll turn this way. If this doesn't work out, I can always go here, because that's the responsible thing to do. If something doesn't work, I have a backup plan. F the backup plans. Go all the hell in. 100%. You have to. It's the only way it's going to work. It's what separates it. Why go give 50%? You might, if you're just going to give 50%, give 0, because it's not going to do any good. You're going to say, I've been doing this program and it's not working. That's because you're not giving 100%. There is absolutely no way that this will not work if you're working the work. And for those of you that are doing it, congratulations. So those of you that are here and you're watching this, so you're probably, if you're 45 and over, you probably have kids. We know, I've been on the school board, I'm around kids all the time in my teaching and with my coaching. Kids these days, I'm saying even young adults, with technology, and I'm not blaming them completely because I'm from a different generation where we actually had to read and before microwaves and TVs, all this and social media. But a lot of kids these days are lacking interpersonal skills. I see it in college all the time. They don't have the ability to talk to people. They don't even know, they don't understand. So my coaching program is going to drop here this week. And just to be able to put your name and address in, to get more name and email address, put it in, I'm going to give you free. I wrote a book, Becoming Employable. It sells on Amazon for about 20 bucks. I'm going to give it to you absolutely free. And I want you to give it the digital version and give it to your kids to read. Or read it to them, or put the points. Every single chapter of the 20 has different things at the end on discipline, on action items to take on each one of these. So it might take you an entire year to do the whole entire book, but you'll start building those interpersonal soft skills that are so lacking in our culture. I owned a pizza shop. I actually sold it after 7 years because my employees, they couldn't talk to people. They had no personal skills at all. They could text on their phone and talk back and forth to each other, but other than that, one more, legs. Good job, man. Yep. So, even if you put down, I'm telling you, this book right here, I put a lot of time into it. And, whenever it came out, I gifted one to each one of my kids for Christmas time at home. And they're like, oh, God, Dad, your books. But the thing is, if you read it yourself as a parent, they're not going to listen to the things you say, but the things that you do are going to resonate and ingrain in them. So if you as a parent read the book and look at all those things and just do it. Don't even talk about it. Just do the discipline things. Do the SMART goal setting. When we talk about confidence and organization, and if you organize your day, your kids are going to be more likely to organize theirs. You can't have a disastrous life unorganized and then tell your kids, you got to get your shit organized. No. They're going to do. So over the time period, my oldest one's 26, they saw me doing these things over and over and over. My oldest one's a lawyer now, my middle one's in medical school, my youngest one's about to go to vet school. And I definitely, my youngest one's even the president of her sorority. She is a sophomore because she has personal skills. Let's go legs. So basically, as parents, just having those certain standards, those values, they push on to your kids and they see what you do. Just think about it. Parents that smoke, their kids are way more likely to be smokers than parents who don't smoke. Same thing with obesity. You got two parents that are obese, those kids are more likely to be obese themselves. Two parents that did not go to college or two parents that went to college, those kids are more likely to follow exactly in those footsteps. So what are you doing to emulate success in your house? This is the part of the coaching. If you sign up for my personal coaching, you're going to get a lot more. You're going to get conversations and talk of my 53 years of doing this type of stuff. So it's not just about the physical part, it's about the mental part. Because if we can't change what's in here, this isn't going to matter. And this isn't going to change. You got to change your mentality before you change your body. I hate them squats. I appreciate the comments though. I do. Engagement. I started talking about that fat loss drugs, Ozempic on here, and all of a sudden my channel went down. So I don't get spit out to too many people anymore. I mean, I was getting 2,000 people. Now I get like 120 because I'm sure I messed with the algorithm. I'll give up. Let's go. Final round. I know I'm on those personal skills so much, but just as I teach the final class at this one university I work at, it's a career readiness class, getting them ready for the thing. You know how many students in college that think as soon as they get that degree put in one hand, they're going to have a job put in the other hand? It's not that way. There are a lot of jobs out there, but it takes a lot more than a piece of paper. It's like, oh, you have to have this paper to get this job. Well, if everybody's getting the paper, what's separating you? What's your competitive image against everybody else? If everybody has a degree. At some point in time, just having the degree was a competitive advantage. It's not anymore. You have to develop those interpersonal skills. You have to be able to talk to people. You got to be able to work as a group. You got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to do those types of things. I talk a lot about that in the book. But once again, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. It's easy to scroll, to watch, and it's also easy to scroll and scroll right past. We all live, I'm guilty of it, not as much as some people, but we all just space out and don't focus 100%. But if you do, my God, the rewards are absolutely amazing. Anybody can have it. There we go. If you are a regular watcher and you watch it every morning, today's Tuesday. Next Tuesday, instead of 7 a.m., the workout's going to be at 5 a.m. because next Tuesday is election day, and I'm running again for school board. So I'll be there from 7 in the morning till 7 at night at the polls. So like I said, next Tuesday, if you're with me, we are starting at, we're going to do 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. If you can't get up that early, why don't you make it one of your goals to get up next week at 4 o'clock to be ready for a 5 o'clock workout. And commit to it. Be disciplined. Don't say, oh, okay, I'll do it, and then not show up. If you have been with me, after the 12 weeks, we're not going to stop. We're just going to be going into different workouts every day where we do one body part each day. So maybe on a Monday, we're doing arms. We're going to do a little bit heavier dumbbells. We're not going off of reps. We're going off of time at that point to be able to build more muscle. Basically, this first 12 weeks is just to shred fat off of you and to build your confidence that you can take it to the next level. Some people will put you on heavy weights and heavy workouts and things. It's too easy to quit and give up. If you're doing light stuff, drop the weights down. If you start at 5 pounds, start at 5 pounds. If you do 5 pounds for 12 weeks, the confidence that you are going to build, the discipline of just showing up. When I owned my last business that I owned was a pizza franchise. if they just showed up, that was 90% of the victory. Just showing up. Like as soon as they were pulling the party, I'm like, thank you. At least they showed up. At that point, it was so crazy because they wouldn't. These guys would bitch and moan and cry and complain, show up, then at the end of the night walk out with $300 cash from delivery driving. Same thing with working out. You might not want to be able to get there, but the result afterwards, it's going to be incredible. Two more. Abs, legs, and start thinking about your extra 100 at the end. And if you really want to push it, if you want to do whatever it is, like I'm going to do my chest, instead of doing 2 sets of 50, just go 100 all the way. Burn that son of a bitch out. Burn that chest muscle out. 100 reps. If you commit to it, don't quit. Even though it's hurting, your body can take way more than what you think it can take. That one doesn't look that tough. And if it isn't that tough for you, if you want to use your weight at the same time, slow it down. But for me, that one hurts so bad right here. And if I was only going to do 10 or 15 reps, then I'm going to use a weight. But think about it. Even if you start using a weight and it gets too heavy, just drop it and continue without the weight. The last legs, I split it up. 25 calf raises, 25 squats. No, I did 50. Wasn't even thinking. Okay, 900, 3 rounds done. It's your choice now. You decide what the last 100 is going to be. If you can, you really want to push it, do the full 100 without a break. I'm going chest, 100 reps. Let's not wait around, let's get it done. People have asked me, like, why do you wear the same pants every day? These ones right here. I do it on purpose. They're actually even ripped, falling apart. I do it because when I started on day 1, I was wearing these. If you look back, the belt was tight on me. Now, I mean, I'm on the last buckle. They hardly stay up. And I wanted to show that to myself so I could see it every time I put my pants on. I don't even have to take the belt off. I can slide them right up on. So if that's what you have to do, that's my motivation every day to remind me where I'm going. I don't step on the scale typically. Every once in a while, I like to test, if it's working by how my clothes fit. My belt buckle, am I going out one or am I going in one? How do they fit? Are they staying up or are they falling down? How's your shirt fitting? If you're thinner and you're trying to put on some muscle, is it getting tighter around the arms? If you're trying to lose weight, it's getting looser in the mid-range area or on the back. Because you can't spot reduce. It's going to start from the top down. At least that's what it does for me. If you work hard enough, though, it'll come off. Okay, let's get this done. 100. Here we go. $50. Ah. 100. That's it for today, guys. I appreciate it if you're with me, especially if you pounded out that last 100 reps. So like I said, as of right now, if you're with me, that's 42,000 reps on our way to 60,000. We don't have much longer. We have 3.5 weeks left to get to that point. And if you've been with me, then we're going to start into the next phase. One body part or 2 body parts a week, hitting one body part a day, maybe hitting it maybe 2 times a week. It's going to depend. You'll be able to adjust the weights too. So with that, appreciate everybody being here, and I will see you again tomorrow for 43,000.